thought for the day. It's time to let go of the limiting beliefs that you have been hiding behind.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we talk about unleashing the power of an abundance mindset to create our ideal reality. Have a listen.
Now, the scarcity mentality begins initially when we talk about desire. In this teaching of manifestation and the law of attraction, what we talk about is this concept of a burning desire. Okay, I'm going to write this down. Burning desire. So you've probably, without a doubt, heard of this burning desire before. And I first heard of this concept from Napoleon Hill in his book, Think and Grow Rich. And he said, you must have a burning desire in order to achieve your goals. So I had this burning desire and I was trying to cultivate this burning desire every single day. But then what I realized was when I had this burning desire, what was happening was I was telling myself, I'm not good enough for this, so I should want it. And if I wanted it, then I will someday I will be good enough for that money that I want, for that business that I want to get, for that girl that I want to bring into my life. I will be good enough for her. One day I will be good enough. When I kept telling myself that, it always kept delaying it, right? It always put a separation between me and the self that I wanted to become. And because of that, there was always that gap. I was constantly reinforcing that gap, and that became my reality. So most people live in this burning desire state of where they like to fantasize about their goals because they can't allow themselves to have their goals right now. I was faced with this reality when I graduated college and I had a job offer lined up for me, and it was a cushy, comfy $60,000 a year job. And I exercised the abundance mindset when I told myself, hey, wait, this is a great job offer and it would give me money and I would need money right now, right? I would love to have money right now, but do I want to sell my soul for it? So I decided to not settle for the job, but fully commit to my business, which at the time was basically making $0 to $3K a month, right? And because I did that, because I didn't settle, I established to myself abundance. I'm actually worthy of much more. I'm contributing to this. I'm delaying gratification to achieve something else, something much greater, because I'm worthy, right? That's how you enter the abundance mindset, by not settling, by refusing to settle. So people who are in the abundance mindset, this is the secret quality, right? They refuse to settle. So if you look at my story when I refused to settle for that, we've looked at many different houses too, my wife and I, and we've looked at maybe over 30 or 40 houses, and I refused to settle, right? Because we knew that, okay, these houses are good, all of these houses are good, but they're just not quite it. And when you know, you know. When you know that someone is right for you, you know. I knew my girlfriend at the time would be the person that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with because I just knew. I could see that, I can't really see myself with anyone else. So people who are in this abundance mindset also learn to trust their intuition. When they know, and they don't doubt. Okay? They don't ever question it. When that feeling arises, they go with that and they fully double down on it. So they have this quality of faith. And I've talked about faith a lot in this channel. If you scroll up, put a little eye up there, you can click on it and see a video on what faith really means and how to cultivate it. But people who are in abundance mindset refuse to settle ever, and they always go for what feels right. Okay? Logically, it must make sense, and within you, it must feel 100% right. And only then do you fully commit. So someone in the scarcity mindset who has this burning desire for something, they crave something because they've been lacking it their whole lives. Let's say it's money, right? What they do is they place money in the center of their lives. Their whole lives revolve around money. And then they have the other areas of their lives like health, relationship, themselves, and their personal development, their spiritual journey, all of that. When you do this, you become a slave to money. right? If your whole life revolves around money, you're always going to be controlled by monetary matters. If there's like something you have to spend money on, you're going to be closely guarding it. You know, your whole life story revolves around money, and money's going to tug you all the time. And when we fall slave to something, it controls us. Whatever we hear about money, anything negative, we become quickly closed off. Whenever we hear like an opportunity to get money, we quickly drop everything and chase money, right? So this is what happens in scarcity mentality. And this is just an example I'm giving you, where when money is in the center, the focal point of someone's life. On the other hand, if you're an abundance mindset, what happens is now money is no longer in the center. Guess what actually is in the center right now? And I hope you can see this. What's in the center right now is the self, is me. Okay, myself and my personal growth. And everything else, the relationships, the money, the business, the health, all of those other things become a supplement to help you grow in your spiritual journey. When you double down on yourself, you tap into this abundance mindset. Quite simply so. When you double down on money, or you double down on partner and women and men and, fitness, then that thing starts to control and run your life. You become a slave to that thing. But when you become a slave to yourself, you're basically doubling down on yourself, right? It's like you're inverting it. And in that way, it starts to positively affect other areas of your life, because you know your own worth, right? Your worth isn't determined by money. It isn't determined by the women you're dating or the men you're dating. It's determined by what you say it is. And this is the secret to entering abundance mindset. By placing yourself at the center and always doubling down on yourself, on your education, on your personal growth, reading, working on your health. Like for me, growth in business is a challenge to see how much I can grow, right? Growth in my relationship is a challenge to see how much I can grow. So this is my own personal journey, and everything else is actually helping me grow. I'm learning a lot of lessons from those, right? So business is not the center, relationship is not the center, health is not the center. All of those things could go away, but I would still be fine. And from that, we can come and boil everything down to one fundamental truth. When you can be fulfilled by nothing, that's when you have the potential to have anything.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.